It's called Fake Keyboard Maestro. I can't play a musical instrument, so when I'm typing, sometimes I pretend that I'm playing a piano. Here's an example, a little blues thing. Baby, you ain't fooling nobody, except for maybe me. Sometimes I just like to run my fingers over the keyboard and play some luscious chords. Wispy full beaver moon and wet yellow leaves in the November night, strangely 56 degrees. But most of the time I don't even think about it. I just enjoy the feeling, and sometimes my fingertips get to dancing as I write something I like. A kind of music, something I can dance to in the kitchen. It's called a work night on Magar Street. A young couple lays in bed, talking and watching late night television, comfortable with each other even though their lives are edgy. It's winter in Toledo, and tomorrow is a work day. They wrap their bodies around each other and fall asleep, as if they were morning glories who will awaken to whatever the sunlight brings. Tonight, there is a huge ring around the moon. The neighborhood dogs bark at what they think is important at 2 a.m. Anyway, this is called Living Life Until It Turns into Rags. All my clothes are either too big or too small. That's because I wear a lot of hand-me-downs, clothes from my dead father and dead uncles. I also shop at Kmart, which isn't known for fine tailoring. I also shop at the Goodwill and the Salvation Army, but not so much for clothes as for household items, like a plastic popcorn bowl, an old record, a small lamp suitable for reading, or an old thermos that doesn't leak. I once found a CD by William S. Burroughs, still shrink-wrapped for $1. But getting your clothes from the dead, the unknown, and the anonymous usually guarantees an improper fit. Or maybe I have the wrong body type. One time I went to Kmart to buy a new shirt to wear to a funeral. I bought 2 shirts, one bigger and one smaller. Neither one of those sons of bitches fit. Some recent was called October 16th, 2010. I step out the back door to look at the moon. It's a little bit more than half full and looks like a pear or a teardrop. For a Saturday night, it's as quiet as a graveyard in this old and rowdy neighborhood. The Buckeyes lost. An old Bobby chair across the street is dying of cancer in his living room. Summer is over, and Columbia Gas of Ohio is about to begin its yearly profession as a stick-up artist. If there is a heaven, I hope there aren't any utility companies up there. But I do hope there is a moon, and hostas and flowers to attend to for those who desire to attend them. And I hope there's beer and small lakes with lily pads, and a kitchen radio barely picking up a jazz station as the clock is about to strike midnight. Just a short think all of my thoughts on telephone books. Where do all these telephone books come from? They multiply like rabbits and keep showing up on the doorstep like abandoned babies. I've got a stack of them to get rid of, piled at the back door. Maybe I'll call the phone company and complain that I only have 10 phone books and need more because I use them for toilet paper, which saves me money, but my ass is beginning to look like the Yellow Pages. And this is called Springtime in Ohio, 2010. I thought I might get through this long Ohio winter until March 8th, when the timing chain broke on the old '86 Buick, 45 miles from home. After 8 days, I got it back after paying a $550 repair bill. A month before that, my CD burner decided to stop opening up when you push the little button. A month before that, my 1-year-old DVD player went kablooey and I couldn't watch movies that I get at the library. Newly on Social Security, I'm not even scraping by. I haven't gotten screwed out of 17 years of employment contributions from an old and dead former employer, so now I don't get jack shit. And 3 days ago, the old Buick's axle went out, just 3 weeks after the $550 timing chain. It's tough to get through a long Ohio winter, but things are looking up. Walking to the Sunoco for a pack of cigarettes, I made it back despite the sharp chest pains. Raking the yard, I found a daffodil about to bloom against the abandoned house next door. Catnip is coming up outside the back door next to the old TV antenna tower. The sun has just set, and I'm looking for the moon in a suddenly cloudy, crepuscular sky. I will enjoy the full moon tonight because it will represent the death of winter, and perhaps the death of me too before the next March full moon, like the old Buick raking dawn and gone kablooey. This first one's called Killing Ants. Every spring I get invaded by small brown ants. I'll get up in the morning and there will be 20 or 30 of them on the kitchen counter. I usually blast them with a spray of Windex and wipe them away with a paper towel. I don't like doing this because I don't enjoy killing anything, not even ants. But once they discover the cat's food bowl, then it's time for war. After I think I got them all, I'll see a single ant running away as fast as it can, like it's streaking down the field to score the winning touchdown. But at the last moment, I will press my thumb down and crush the ant, thus making the game-saving tackle. Anyway, it's called Things I'd Like to Know. Let's say you're a Buddhist and you don't want to kill anything, not even an ant. So on purpose, you try not to do that. But as you walk around in your life, such as walking to the corner Sunoco to buy a granola bar, what if you step on and kill a bug or two and you don't even know it? And think of all the other bugs and whatnot you unknowingly step on in your daily travels. Do all these little deaths add up to something bad at the end of your life? What if you get reincarnated as a bug? And the bug you once stepped on unknowingly ends up stepping on you as the fallen bug who is now a person is walking to the corner Sunoco to buy a pack of smokes, a 12-pack, and a Snickers bar. It's very confusing as I drift through this life like an orphaned leaf, and there's nobody and nothing to explain it. Not the ant, and least of all, myself. It's called traveling. There are people you will always remember, no matter what. Some of them will be lovers who snuck through the cracks to your heart. Some of them will be memories of people you never knew, but you remember them as they rode along on the bus in the early morning on their way to the same crappy job that you were headed to. Old broken down Mexican women with swollen ankles and faces like marigolds. Or some young guy, his white face sick with flu, his pick-way shoes soaked with winter slush from waiting for the bus in the dark Ohio morning. Or perhaps the glimpse of an innocent child along the roadside as you sped to wherever you were going and didn't get a chance to look back to see if the vision of beauty and renewal was really true or not. It's called Life is Strange, Weird, and Creepy. I was cleaning the house today, which I wanted to do really fast so I could start drinking beer and write stupid poems like this. If I had to do something in one room, I'd stay in that room and do whatever needed to be done before I went to another room, trying to be efficient and save time. As soon as I left that room and went to another room, I'd remember something I didn't do in the last room, and I'd have to go back in there. This kept happening over and over again. My memory isn't as sharp as it used to be, which is creepy. After I got done cleaning, I shaved and took a shower. I tried to do everything in the bathroom that needed to be done. Then I remembered I needed a paper towel to wipe off the steamed up mirror and had to go back into the kitchen. Then I went into the bedroom to get dressed, but I'd forgotten to clip my fingernails and was back to the bathroom. Then back to the bedroom to get dressed, but I forgot to put on some underarm deodorant, so I was back to the bathroom. I'm not being very efficient and I'm losing my mind, which is strange and creepy. I remember one time I was at a friend's place watching after his kids because he was in the hospital. I was sitting in the kitchen writing poems on paper plates because I couldn't find any paper, and I was listening to jazz on the FM radio. They were playing without interruption songs by Jackie McLean, whom I love. And I thought, uh-oh, the only time they do that is when somebody has recently died. Oh no, I thought, not my Jackie. Just then something caught me on the head and fell to the floor and smashed. For no reason at all, the globe on the ceiling light had come off just as I was sitting under it. Very strange, very weird. Maybe it was a sign from Jackie McLean up in heaven. But the next day I found out that he hadn't died after all. But that was several years ago. And now he actually is dead, which makes me sad. So I guess life is strange, weird, creepy, and sad. But I feel pretty good now that everything is done. I'm sitting here writing these stupid thoughts down and popping the top on beer number 3. Unsolicited advice for poets and writers. Oh, you're not happy being a poet or writer? Ain't getting any spiritual recognition? Well, maybe it's time to write more shit and pay some more dues. What made you think it would be so easy and automatic like? Just because you felt wrenched in your soul when you wrote your thoughts and feelings down on paper? Did you really think it would be that easy? And your poems would sell like hotcakes at the 5 and dime? And everybody would love and trust you and understand the deepest you? It's time to write more shit, really terrible shit. And if you should find a small flower growing there, you should feed it and nourish it. Let it take food from your mouth. Let it pick your pocket, stab you in the back, and leave you with just your bones like a picked-over lover. You need to make friends with self-doubt and stop worrying about your copyright. Nobody's going to steal your crappy poems, not even your good ones. Take a deep breath and hold it in. Hang on for the ride because it isn't free. It will cost you everything. Which, to me, seems like a pretty fair deal.